Alrighty, so yeah, just do a sound check and the boom check, and everything is ready to go. It's at 6 p.m. It's a separate time stream. The reason why it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time and not like at 7 or 8 on a Saturday night is because Blue Shirt Underground will be doing their viewing party thing, and I want to kind of take part with the YouTube stream and all that. So obviously, with me doing that, I might as well just be me. And that's what happens. So anyway, hey there, Heather, ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to this impromptu hockey card breaking stream. I know I got football cards and basketball cards. I gotta break one of these days. One of these days. So I don't know the rest of the song. But anyway, yeah. So on my hand, I hold a dozen Tim Hortons hockey cards packs. 12 of them. There's 3 cards in each pack, right? And I find a prize card for a choice to win. Over 85,000 prizes available to be won. So I have to go to timhortons.ca/hockey cards to find out the prizes. Alrighty. English. Canada English. Apply. Acceptable. Starting October 6th. I don't know when they'll end it. Trading nights and all that. Yeah, for the binder. You have golden prize card. And rapid pack cards. Look for a prize card to win awesome prizes. There's one VIP trip to watch an NHL game and meet Sidney Crosby. There's one of 4 trips to the 2026 Stanley Cup Final. There's a Hyundai Kona to be won. 3 PEI trips for 2. To PEI, okay. 25 custom hockey sticks from Bauer for $350. $350 My Bauer codes for custom Bauer hockey stick. 25 $500 NHL shop gift card to purchase a team jersey of your choice. Cool. One of 25,000 things available to win for hockey card packs. So, I wonder when I can do it. 100 skip cards to be available, $50, skip the dishes. 100 ESSO gift cards, 50 Sportsnet Plus premium subscriptions, 400 Tim's gift cards, $25 gift cards, 50,000 coffee, tea, and donut prizes. Instantly. If you're a receiver, you have to fill out this form to redeem it. Download the checklist. Are there instant prizes like free hot beverages this year? If you win a golden card, coffee, tea prize, donut prize, or hockey card, you can instantly redeem it at a restaurant by asking the team members to scan the QR code to purchase the cards, or if they're the Tim's app. What beverages are there? Yeah, with beverage purchases. Yeah, everything is just random and all that. Purchase while supplies last. No unopened cards or case of cards. Why would you work it in a binder? The binder shows you 234 card sets. Hockey card trade nights and all that. Large prize. If you have to go there. No, employees of Tim Hortons and you live someone, you're fucked. You can't. All right. So that in mind, let's get going. I don't know. My stupid hair is getting nice. All right. So I would love to win something. I think it's like, I think December is the last day you can play. So let's see here. I know it's kind of, can I break a card? So I guess I could have done this one. Right? Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, so let's see what card pack number 1 brings me. 3 cards. My first card is Holy moly, Tyler Toffoli, Chris Campoli. So Tyler Toffoli of the San Jose Sharks, number 73 in your program. One of the decent players for the San Jose Sharks. Kind of like the color scheme. Toffoli, man, what a career. Yeah, for the Kings 2020, and then he went to the Vancouver Canucks. And then he went to Montreal and then played for the 2021 Habs that got to the Stanley Cup Finals. And then 2022, he got traded to Calgary, spent the 23 season with them, and then had half a year in New Jersey, and then we went to Winnipeg. The thing that ticks me off, of course, is with this is they don't have the 24-25 stats on there. So that's that. Above the ice, Evan Bouchard. What does this mean? Above the ice. Yeah, Evan Bouchard. Yeah, I'm not really much for the special cards. And then J.T. Miller. It's Miller time. I got his card with the Rangers. So J.T. Miller, who's the captain of the New York Rangers now. So that's big and all that. So just reviewing some stuff here. And all that. Where are we here? Okay. So anyway, JT Miller with the Vancouver Canucks for many years. The Rangers got rid of him to the Canucks, and now he came back to New York, and now he's the captain. Tee. So I got JT Miller. So I'm interacting with the Pollution Underground thing. They'll start in about 7 minutes. I better be careful. Okay, so that's one pack. Only 3 cards, of course. My hair okay? Yeah. All right, pack number 2. Too bad I don't have anybody here with me, like in the chat and all that, because I would be asking them for another number, for a random number. Yeah, I hate getting the cards is one thing. Unpacking them are another. All right, so here are your 3 cards. I get an attack angle of Nick Suzuki. As I said, I'm not really much on the special cards. All right, your first card from Utah, Clayton Keller. Not Helen Keller, Clayton Keller. Utah's captain. Of course, you'll see the stats on the back for the Coyotes. Ow, ow. And of course, Arizona. No, it's the Utah Hockey Club now, the Utah Mammoth, actually. So Clayton Keller is the captain of the Utah Mammoth, who are doing pretty well this year. They're fast starters like the Habitants. But yeah, Utah, Arizona. Well, of course, Arizona basically said that if there's an expansion or new something to get the Coyotes back in Arizona, Arizona will get all their records and stats and all that, and Utah will be basically a expansion team, if you will. That's kind of like the Cleveland Browns in 1995 when they moved to Baltimore. All their history had to be going back to Cleveland, and Baltimore started out with being a quote-unquote expansion club. So yeah, so we got that. Clayton Keller is a pretty good player, mind you. So yeah, another the man, kind of like the name actually. And I got myself a Cole Caulfield from Wisconsin, another Americano. Cole Caulfield, pretty good habitant in 4 years with the team and all that. 28 goals. Cole Caulfield. Well, he had a different number. He wore number 22 at one point with the Habs, but then he changed it to number 13 because of the untimely death of one Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau. Of course, that death has been haunting people for years and haunts the Columbus community. I mean, dude was a legend, and some asshole decided to go to great lengths and knock him off. Him and his brother were riding bikes, and they freaking get hit by a supposed drug driver who basically pleaded that, they were the ones involved, being the bad guys. But I think that's definitely a lie. All right, so 2 packs down, 10 to go. No price cards yet. I would love a price card. All right. 3 cards. Got myself a monumental moments of Sergei Bobrovsky, getting him the Fastest goalie to reach 400 wins. Bobrovsky? Dude was like trouble in Philly and basically didn't want to play in the outdoor game against the Rangers. All right, first card is Evan Bouchard, the clean cut card, not the specialty card, but yeah, Evan Bouchard, who was a decent player for the Oilers back in the day and now has become their best defenseman ever. Sorry, Darnell Nurse. But yeah, Evan Bouchard doing his job as a Edmonton Oiler, and he's there. And the next card is one of bushy beard Brett Burns, who's been known for his bushy beard and all that. Ooh, fun fact. Brett Burns was born March 9th, 1985 and was drafted in 2003 in one of the greatest NHL drafts of all time. But yeah, 1985, March 9th. Brett Burns is exactly 1 month older than I am, and he's still in the NHL. Well, it might have been for me. Well, anyway, yeah, Brett Burns, good with the Sharks, and then now he's with the Hurricanes. He was with the Minnesota Wild to start with, then Sharks, then the Hurricanes. Basically, his beard, a lot of fun was poked at it, but in good spirits. And Brett Burns actually was in a Kit Kat Chunky commercial. Those Kit Kat Chunkies, the Kit Kats, but they're chunkier and all that. He was in a Canadian commercial for that. All right, next is this one. Yeah, it does show all the prizes. It's always more fun to get hockey cards, but it's not fun when you have to freaking use these scissors to cut it. That's just purely dumb. All right, 3 cards. An attack angle card of Tage Thompson, but that doesn't count. Another Clayton Keller. Yak. I got a duplicate. That's a rarity. I know there's a hockey card trading night at my local Tim Hortons, but nah, TLTL. So anyway, Clayton Keller is right there. So that's a duplicate. And JJ Petreka. He's becoming quite the fly in the buttermilk, as they call it. So JJ is starting to pick up speed as the Buffalo Sabres. And Peterka doing his job, 28 goals in 82 games. He's from Germany. I didn't know he was from Germany, Peterka. I thought he was American, but yeah, JJ Peterka. So that's good news. Next is this one. There we go. You just have to get in the right angle. 3 cards. Up above the ice. Anders Lee. Yeah, but the weird angles. All right, 2 cards there. Yuri Slavkovsky, the number 1 draft pick in the 2022 draft by the Habs, who got lucky and got the number 1 pick. Montreal really hasn't had much luck with the number 1 pick. If I can remember correctly, the draft started in 1963, the common draft. They've had the number 1 pick a few times because they got lucky with the draw, and they even could make some moves. Michel Place they had with the number 1 pick in 1969. I know Guy Lafleur, 1971. I don't think the Habs have ever had the number 1 pick after that. Hold on here. List of draft picks. Okay. Overall. Yeah, 6 times. Jerry Monahan, the first ever player drafted in the NHL. The draft 1968. They took Michel Place, who didn't work out for Montreal. He worked out for Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and a few other teams. Réjean Houle. Peanut? Réjean Houle was the number 1 overall pick in 1969, back when Montreal could get the Quebecois players. So yeah, Réjean Houle. Guy Lafleur, 1971. We all know about that story, and that was the one in which that story was that Montreal was smooth. They picked up the number 1 draft pick from Montreal, Oakland's first round pick in Yeah, gives us Slokowski card. The first pick in 1971 draft. It was some kind of minor deal. It was Ernie. Was it Ernie Hick and Francois Lacombe? Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. So Oakland gave them their first pick in 1971. But little did they realize that they sucked terribly. In fact, Montreal kind of saw this coming and knew they would have the number one draft pick. Back when Guy Lafleur and Marcel Dion, there was a massive debate: Lafleur or Dion, and Montreal would have the number one pick if Oakland fumbled. So what they did was they actually decided to give up their veteran Ralph Backstrom to the Los Angeles Kings. Can I have Ralph Backstrom? Yep, to the Los Angeles Kings. And, the Kings actually did better than the Seals, and then the Seals had to give up their number one draft pick to Montreal, which was the first pick overall, and Guy Lafleur happened. Detroit got Marcel Dion. Los Angeles did get Marcel Dion later. And then 1980 was when Doug Wickenheiser was picked first overall by Montreal, who made a shrewd deal with the Colorado Rockies getting their first round pick in 1980, which ended up being the worst team in the NHL by inches over the Winnipeg Jets. So Montreal had the number one pick, and guess who they got? Yeah, Doug Wickenheiser. Good player, but not Denny Savard. Denny Savard was from the Montreal area. He played for Montreal's junior team, like a Quebec League team in Montreal. And why they didn't draft Denny Savard, I don't know. But yeah, Doug Wickenheiser, he was basically behind the eight ball in Montreal. And then after 4 or 5 years, he was traded to St. Louis. He did score the winning goal in the Monday Night Miracle game against the Flames in 1986 in the conference finals, which didn't work out because the Flames won Game 7 on home turf in 1986. And he passed away of cancer. His cousin, Haley Wickenheiser, great ladies player. And we got Pavel Buchnevich, the Winter Soldier, my New York Ranger buddies have picked. So yeah, Buchnevich doing his job and all that. Yeah, he was for the Rangers, and then they traded him off to St. Louis, and it actually has bitten the blue shirts in the face as the Blues with Buchnevich putting up 30 goals a year. I think that was a brutal mistake by the Rangers to get rid of Buchnevich that quickly. Okay, next deck. All right, here we go. And the garbage. For the cards, yeah, Above the Ice, Tim Stützle. That looks like a bullfrog. Yeah. All right, I got it. Anze Kopitar with the Los Angeles Kings. You gotta love the Kings going back to their late 80s, early 90s look. The silver and black. Because of how big the Raiders were in silver and black in Los Angeles, the Kings decided to change from their foreign purple, as they call it, and yellow to silver and black. Anze Kopitar, the captain, 18 years with the Kings, over 1,200 points. Like, this guy was amazing. From Slovenia. What do you think about when you talk about Slovenia? Fashion models, maybe? But yeah, Anze Kopitar doing his job. But yeah, Anze Kopitar, legend. In fact, this year, 25-26, will be his final year as a NHLer. He's retiring after the season, so he'll be spending 20 years with the same team in the NHL. You don't see that every day. Crosby's getting close. Malkin's getting close. Marc-Andre Fleury, I wish was, but no. Yeah, 20 years with the same team. You just don't see that every day. Even Jonathan Toews plays for a different team. He plays for the Jets now. And Cole Makar. Heard in a car? Call Cole Makar. Well, he's from Calgary. But yeah, number 8 on your programs. The Avalanche went high and far to get Makar. And it has worked out. 28 goals as a defenseman. Yeah, that's Cole Makar for you. He's an icon. All right. How many more decks do I have? I have 6 more, so I'm halfway through. I spent a few minutes talking about the Tim Hortons hockey card thing. I have the Tim Hortons card thing open. Obviously, because if I have to claim a nice prize, it would be amazing if I won. Okay. Here's your 3. Oh, what's this? National selections. Brad Marchand for Team. Oh, it's the scratch cards for Team Canada. Yeah. it changes from a Panthers jersey to a Team Canada jersey for Four Nations and all that. And helped Canada beat Sweden at the Four Nations face-off. Yeah, that's kind of freaky. Panthers, Habs. Panthers, Habs. Panthers, Habs. Panthers, Habs. All right. First off is Zach Hyman from Toronto. People of a weird sense of humor will know the last name Hyman and all that and what it means. But that spelling is not the same as Zach Hyman. The Leafs gave up on him too soon, in my opinion. A lot of people, including my buddy Bill Lang, agree with me. Zach Hyman basically was given up too early by the Leafs, and he wasn't the problem. Yeah, he scored 54 goals in one season, and the Leafs rarely have a 50-goal scorer not named Austin Matthews. I mean, like, man, what would have happened if Zach Hyman stayed in Toronto? Would we have won a few more playoff series? I think we would have. And speaking of that, there's another former Leaf, Nazem Kadri. See on the back of his card, Avalanche and Flames and all that. Yeah, Kadri bringing well 272 goals. He was a Leaf icon, but then he kept getting suspended in the playoffs, and the Leafs said, screw you, and got him dumped off. I think Colorado was the first team after Toronto, was it? But anyway, yeah, he went to Calgary, and the Leafs almost got him back. And, of course, you know the rule. Nazem Kadri, he plays for a certain team in junior. Well, he played for London. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, he plays for, and sing it with me, Kitchener! That's right. Nazem Kadri for half a season was a Kitchener Ranger. He counts. He's a Kitchener Ranger, and that's why I yell Kitchener every time he scores a goal. All right, next up. Yeah, I think you have to have good coordination to open hockey card packs. Talking to the guy with one of the worst coordinations around. Oh, my boss doesn't like me. Three cards. What's the middle card? Monumental Moments, Sebastian Aho. With his 58th game winner being a new team record. Whatever. Two cards. Oops. There's a Slavkowski. Yeah, there's another Slavkowski, so I gotta get rid of that. And a Nathan McKinnon card. Nathan McKinnon! You know, the guy from the Halifax Mooseheads. He was born and raised in Halifax and kind of Cole Harbor and all that. So, yeah, McKinnon knows about the comparison to Sid the Kid. And, you know, we're number 29, being Colorado's icon, 335 goals, 899 points. He's close to 1,000 points. But, yeah, Nathan McKinnon, you know, for one franchise, 11 seasons with the Avalanche. So, yeah, Nathan McKinnon doing his job and all that. So anyway, yeah, Nathan McKinnon, you know, he's been in a lot of Tim Hortons commercials with Sid the Kid. So, you know, he's an icon for Colorado, won a cup. You know, I can't deny him. Next up, after this, we have three more packs. All right, three cards. Going at you, Sorokin. No, sir. I don't like Sorokin. Two cards. Connor Bedard. There he is. The phenom for the Chicago Blackhawks. And, of course, in about 35 minutes, the Leafs will play the Blackhawks on Hockey Night in Canada, in Chicago. So Connor Bedard from North Vancouver, British Columbia, by way of the Regina Pats. And he actually was, I think, the first player in Regina Pat in WHL history, Western Hockey League history, to get an exceptional status. I mean, you had to be drafted as a 16-year-old in the OHL, and he was in as a 15-year-old. So you have Connor Bedard, number 98. My nephew wears number 98 for hockey in honor of Connor Bedard. But yeah, Connor Bedard, great player and all that. And the second card is the Nuge, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I think the Oilers got rid of him, didn't they? I feel like they got rid of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And then they decided, screw it, we're going to take him back. Number 93 in your programs. He once had 8 points in a game for the Oilers in 2012 against the Chicago Blackhawks, if I remember correctly. Show team the Oilers. No, he never did. RNH had that 8-point game. But he never played for another team. Wow, I did not know that. So yeah, Ryan Nugent Hopkins has played for the Edmonton Oilers all through his career. Wow. Sorry about that. That was not supposed to happen. My apologies. So anyway, they're just going through the motions of Blue Shirt Underground radio and all that stuff. I'll be joining them soon. I might as well just hit the top off everything because, like, fuck. Scratch. Okay, 3 cards. True North Heroes, Nathan McKinnon, but it's not a prize card. Damn. Okay, we have Macklin Celebrini, the new number 1 draft pick by the San Jose Sharks. So, yeah, Celebrini, that's his card. And all that. So, Celebrini is the San Jose Sharks icon and all that for Boston University. 32 goals in 38 games. So, the Sharks got the number 1 pick, and he's been actually tearing it up. He hasn't been doing that badly for the Sharks. So, yeah, Macklin Celebrini. And you also got yourself a Jack Hughes card. Yeah, I got a Jack Hughes card now. The funny thing was yesterday, November 14th, it was announced he injured himself at a team dinner, accidentally getting his hand on a knife. He's going to be out for 8 weeks or roughly 2 months because of that. That is just so funny. So, yeah, Jack Hughes. I don't know what that. So anyway, that's the live stream. Anyway, you know that. Two cards. Where's card number 3? Okay. Here's my 3 cards. Another Sorokin goalie etchings. And okay, another Buchnevich. So I got that. So I got Pavel Buchnevich again. And now I got a Nikita Kucherov. So I got Kucherov. So that's big. You know, great player. He's now got 1,000 points in the NHL. So, you know, he's been on fire, on point with the Tampa Bay Lightning ever since. Well, he's had 10 seasons with the Lightning. He's been the big man. Everyone loves him, number 86. I thought it was 88, but that's Vasilevsky. But yeah, Nikita Kucherov has been pretty good. A couple of Hart trophies will do that to you. And now the final card deck and all that. So anyhow, 3 cards. True North Heroes, full forward value. Well, that sucks. No price cards. Noah Dobson and Jake Gessel. Okay. All right. Noah Dobson from Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Good defenseman for the Isles. There. Okay. And Jake Gessel. Another fine player for the Tampa Bay team. He's from Nebraska? So Jake Gensel, well, he was a Pittsburgh icon, and then they decided to trade his ass away, which kind of ticked me off because I think that he should have stayed in Pittsburgh and be a one-team guy like Malkin and Crosby. But yeah, Jake Gensel, great player and all that for the Penguins, and then half season with Carolina, and then he went to Tampa, and now he's picked up right where he belongs. So yeah, good old Jake Gensel. Yeah, from Nebraska. You don't really see much from Nebraska. You don't really see basketball players from Nebraska. You don't see, well, baseball players. Yeah, you're from Nebraska, sure. That hockey, yeah, and what's the other sport? Football. Yeah, probably from Nebraska Cornhuskers. But yeah. So anyhow, that is all I got for 30 minutes of Tim Hortons unpacking. I didn't find anything cool and all that. And I have to, of course, close off the Tim Hortons hockey card thing because I didn't fucking win squat. One prize would have been nice. I bought 10 packs of cards throughout like 3 weeks and 12 packs, sorry, in 3 weeks. And I never got a prize card. I got some doubles. But the fact of the matter is that, well, I got some good cards. I got several players and all that, and I should be happy, I guess. So anyway, gotta jump into the New York Rangers thing for Blue Shirt Underground and everything else in between. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.